Dhenukasur in Talvan. One day, all the Gopa friends came to Krishna and Balrama and expressed their desire to go to Talvan to eat the tasty fruits there. But the problem was that in Talvan there lived a demon named Dhenuka. He had changed himself into a donkey and lived in Talvan with his family. If any human or animal would pass near Talvan, his family would kill and eat it. So Krishna and Balrama made a plan and went to Talvan. Balrama went near a tree and shook it violently. The noise of the shaking tree reached Dhenukasur and he came running towards the place where Balrama was shaking the tree. Balrama at once held the hind limbs of the donkey and struck him against a tree and killed him. Similarly, Krishna and Balrama held the limbs of all the members of his family and killed them by striking them against separate trees. Now Talvan had become a peaceful place for humans and animals. The Gopas would now go there anytime and eat the tasty fruits without the fear of any demon. Krishna and the forest fire. One day, Krishna was playing with Balrama and the Gopas. Their cattle were grazing in the fields. While grazing, the cattle lost their way and reached the forests of Moonj. They tried hard to return, but could not find their way. When the Gopas realized that their cattle had been lost, they became worried. They all set out in search of the cattle. They searched far and wide and somehow found the cattle in the forests of Moonj. But just then a terrible forest fire broke out. All the cows and the Gopas were frightened to see the great fire. They started running here and there to save their lives. When Balrama and Krishna saw them worried, they decided to sort out the problem. Balrama began to gather the cattle and the Gopas and tried to pacify them. Krishna asked everyone to close his eyes and remember the Lord. As soon as they closed their eyes, Krishna swallowed the whole of the terrible forest fire. He then asked them to open their eyes fearlessly. They opened their eyes and saw that the fire had been put out. This way, Krishna saved all the cows, the Gopas, and the forest from being burnt. Krishna and Kaliya snake. Once the Kaliya snake lived in river Yamuna in Vrindavan with his family. The Yamuna had become highly poisonous due to him. One day, some Gopas reached near the Yamuna while grazing their cattle. They were thirsty, so the Gopas and the cattle drank the poisonous water of the Yamuna. Due to the poison, they started losing their senses and finally died. Krishna brought them back to life using his magical powers. He decided to shoo away Kaliya from the Yamuna in order to make it poison-free. He jumped into the river and started swimming near Kaliya's place. This agitated Kaliya. He injected his poison in Krishna's body and trapped him in his body. Krishna became unconscious for some time, but when he regained his senses, he started increasing the size of his body. Kaliya could not hold him longer. His body started giving in. He released Krishna. Krishna then jumped over his hood and started playing the flute and dancing. He jumped on every hood that Kaliya raised. Due to his footsteps, Kaliya's hoods were deeply hurt. When Kaliya's wives prayed to Krishna, he spared Kaliya. On Krishna's orders, Kaliya and his family left the Yamuna and went to live on Ramnak Islands. Balrama kills demon Pralamb. One day, a demon friend of Kans named Pralamb came to Vrindavan. He changed himself into a Gopa child and started playing with Krishna and Balrama along with the other Gopas. There were two teams in the game. It was pre-decided that the children from the losing team would carry the children of the winning team on their backs to some distance. When the game was over, Balrama's team was the winner, while Pralam's team had lost the game. So Pralam carried Balrama on his back and started moving on his knees. His speed suddenly increased and he started running very fast. While he was running, he changed back into his demon form and flew away carrying Balrama towards Mathura. All the Gopas were frightened to see Balrama on the demon's back. Krishna was worried too. He started to think of a solution to save Balrama. But Balrama was not at all frightened. He hit the demonic hard on his head. It hurt the demon very hard, and his head burst open and blood started flowing. He fell on the floor and died. Balrama then got down from his back. Everyone was happy at the death of Pralam.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.